All right. So we'll continue with this topic. So basically, blog is actually a short form of weblog. It is an online journal. Like normally you have journals and magazines in the same way you have this journal, which is online or informational website, which displays information in the reverse chronological order. Reverse chronological order means your latest blogs will appear first. Okay, the old ones will go behind or just at the bottom. And it is a platform where a writer or even a group of writers share their views on individual subjects. So let's say you are writing, you can allow others to add some points, right? You can write in group also, okay? And each entry that you put in is called as a post. Now, what is the basic structure? Okay, so appearance will obviously change with the course of time, like how earlier we used to, read, okay, books. Now we have changed versions. In the same way, blogs will keep on, changing with the advent of technology and so many other versions available. So most blogs include some standard features, but basic features will remain the same. So you have like header with the menu or the navigation bar. Then you have main content area with highlighted or latest blog post. So main content area will be highlighted. It will tell you these are the latest posts. Then there will be a sidebar. It will be having social profiles, favorite content, or call to action. So favorite content in the sense you're interested in reading only science articles or posts, right? So that will come under your favorite. Okay. And then you will also have a footer. Now this footer will have relevant links with regards to disclaimer. That means you're giving general information. You don't have any intention to hurt someone's feelings. So that is disclaimer. Okay. And privacy policy, that is in case if someone is copying, okay, so it's subject to copyright, okay, rules. So that's all you will write. Uh, and expressing yourself and sharing your passions. Now, this is one of the major benefit that you get, okay, when you post a blog. So apart from that, there are various other difference, like it makes a difference. So let's say you want to share something, okay, you will definitely call your friends and then share, right? But here, this is a platform wherein you can share with so many people around the world, right? So that is what, you're making a difference, and you're definitely getting an option or an opportunity to express yourself in the way you feel like. However, your language needs to be professional, right? Then share interesting information. And when I say professional, please don't think that, you have to use technical and high-fi words, nothing like that. That means you cannot just, be casual, array, like how we tell our friends, array kya hua and all that. So that array and all that words, okay, are not acceptable. That's what it means being professional. And share interesting information. So at the same time, others will be sharing information, then refine your writing skills. So basically, writing means what? Okay, you will get thoughts in your mind, try to understand the process of thoughts. Now, these thoughts could be all kind of thoughts in your mind, right? But when it comes to writing, you are actually filtering your thoughts, right? So only the relevant thoughts you will take. So that actually, filters your thoughts or refines your thoughts. And you can learn to make money online, because sometimes, you get rewards or incentives if your blogs are liked by majority of people. Then it helps you build your professional network also. So though we call it as professional, it could be social network also, right? So if you have people who are like-minded, let's say you are studying science, but you have some hobby, okay, and you're writing about that hobby, there could be definitely many people around. Maybe you're playing chess, right? So there could be many other people around the world who would love to, play chess and share points, like when to do castling. Okay, so all these things can be shared as a blog. In the same way, you can get information. So you can earn more media exposure. Obviously, your popularity would increase. So importance is, as I mentioned earlier, it refines your thoughts, right? So if you observe your thoughts, there are so many thoughts coming to your mind, right? And when you're, expressing your thoughts in front of others, you think whether I should say this or not, right? Obviously, when it comes to writing, and especially writing online, wherein your writing will be read by so many people, so you will definitely refine your thoughts. Okay, you will just Allow the waste thoughts to go away and you will take only the useful ones. And definitely it rewards, okay, in the sense, I mean, monetarily, okay, and if not monetarily, at least you gain popularity, and if not even popularity, you learn so many things, right? So it's definitely rewarding in every way. And it also increases your knowledge. So let's say you're posting some article on even a basic thing like recipe, right? So you have some information about that, but then you will obviously take efforts to find out something more about it, right? And it helps you to connect people, and it also give introverts a voice. Now, students, introverts should not be taken in a negative way. Now, we have various personality types like extroverts, ambiverts, introverts. So extroverts are like very outgoing people. Okay, they will talk with people without even they think. Okay, however, introverts think a lot before they start speaking, right? And ambiverts are a mixed variety, right, of both extro and introvert. But then people sometimes they make a negative image of the introverts. Maybe we give them labels like reserved people, rude people. It's not like, they are reserved or rude. They simply are that type, right? So we need to accept all the personalities. However, with blog writing, even introverts, okay, they can find people of their own type and they can share views on various topics. Because for introverts, it's difficult for them to find like-minded people, right? So even introverts can voice in the sense they can share their opinion and express their opinion. So it rewards the new age publishers. Obviously, if you want to publish something in a magazine, it will be a big struggle for you to find the publisher and then put in money. But here, okay, you don't have to do that struggle. You can simply go on the website, which we'll discuss at the end, which are the websites, and you can post your blog. And it accelerates discovery. You discover so many things, and you are building a world without borders. That's very important, students. Now think a magazine. If you are writing an article in a magazine will have limited distribution. Limited distribution means it will be, circulated among few states in India, or maybe in few places in just Maharashtra. Now, when it comes to blog, okay, your article will be published, okay, on that website, and anyone in the world can actually read it. So basically, you are removing the borders, right? That's the biggest advantage. Now, how to write a blog post in 5 easy steps. And students just understand that this is not just for you to gain marks in the exam, right? Or from the study point of view. You can, start writing the blog as and when now you have a lot of time. Okay. If I'm not sarcastic, like you have time. So you can use that time constructively, and whatever important piece of information you feel like sharing with others rather than using other platforms, you can use blog. So the steps for writing blogs will be like, you need to first plan by choosing a topic. Obviously, you should have a topic in your mind, and then make points or outline the points. And then you need to conduct research, whatever information you have, whether it's correct. You cannot simply post anything that you feel like, right? So your information should be accurate. And obviously, if your title is not attractive or catchy, right? People will find it boring and then they may not even read your content, though, however interesting it could be. Then headlines should be both. Okay, that is below the title, you have a headline. It should be informative as well as it should be having the capability to capture the reader's attention. Otherwise, again, people will not read, right? So then you have paragraphs which could be divided as introductory paragraph, lead paragraph is a continuing paragraph, second paragraph, which we call it as, and concluding paragraph. Now, second paragraph, in case if you have some more information, can be divided into two small paragraphs also. But usually we try to finish it off in three paragraphs. That's what the main idea is. And you may share your personal experience. You can use images if you have some relevant images to add. And use short paragraphs, simple and short sentences. Why it is important? Because we know we all are so-called busy people, right? So we don't have time. We want to see what's happening, okay, but we just, just take a glance of everything rather than going into the depth. So in case if your blog is very big, then people will say, I don't have time, Baba. They will faint. And then it's better that you keep it short, keep it precise, and use short sentences. And then you can edit. Okay, if you feel something has to be removed, you can remove. So basically you yourself will be writing, and you can ask any one of your friend to edit, or maybe you can edit by yourself. And see to it that you're avoiding repetition. So this is how a blog screen looks like. And here archive means the earlier blogs which were posted. And this is the title, which is quite attractive. Okay. And then you can write, okay, anything that you feel like important, right? So this was about blog, and we have so many examples that you can write blogs on. You can write on social awareness. You can write on earth with no trees, say no to tobacco, child labor. And in fact, I want you all to write some and send it to me on my WhatsApp, and I can get it corrected. And you have to assume that you will be getting it for 3 or 4 marks. So accordingly, you can write. Then you will come across many blogs written by famous personalities. So it's not just about writing. You can also read, like how you read in the magazines. So these are few examples. So you can actually write blog on any of these topics. These are the questions for you: environment, pollution, education. And for environment, you can choose anything like trees, mountains. And for trees, you can write so many things. Then oxygen, ozone layer, and so on and so forth. Then you have other topics other than the three mentioned: personality development, social dynamics, self-defense, health and fitness, communication skills. So any one topic other than personality development and health fitness you can use. Now, why other than these? Because I'll be having a sample related to these and I'll share with you. So these are the examples of the website that you can go through and you can start writing. So you will get the idea. So www.livejournal.com, then WordPress, then Blogger, and then blogs.myspace. So it's your choice. And we just quickly see the sample. And because these few topics of writing skills have already been covered in other batches, maybe today or by tomorrow, I will be sharing the PDF. Okay, someone has asked, what is social dynamics? So students, social dynamics is related to society. Okay, and we know, okay, society is always changing. So anything which changes is called as dynamic. So when you use the term social dynamics, that means the changing features and the changing aspects of a society, right? So how society used to be 100 years back, how it used to be 50 years back, then 20 years back, and what's your current society? And if you want, you can also write how the future society is going to be like, right? So that is all about social dynamics. So it will include all everything related to society, like their habits in general, okay, lifestyle, okay, culture, and so on and so forth. So I'll now share the file about the writing skills PDF. And I hope everyone is filling the attendance form, the Google attendance form, right? Okay, so this is about blog writing, students. Again, the explanation is given, which we already discussed. Stages of developing. Okay, you select the topic, title, headline, introduction, images, editing, so on and so forth. So this is the example. So personality development. So first paragraph, you will be elaborating on the personality. Obviously, many people, what they feel is that personality means talking about the outer personality. So they give lots of emphasis on developing their outer personality in buying the branded, clothes, and then, footwear, and so on and so forth. But it's not like that, students. So personality is your overall behavior. So it's, more of the psychological, front rather than simply your outer personality. And it's not about, applying so many, options available for you to enhance your skin complexion, nothing of that sort. So it's about your inner personality, okay, which reflects your manners, which reflects your thoughts, right? And basically, this things again, as I mentioned, it should not be just taken from the examination point of view. try to, inculcate in your daily life, and you can see the difference, the kind of words that you use in dealing with the other people. Okay, how proper, again, consciously you're, using the language. It will definitely make a difference in your relations with your seniors, okay, with your classmates, with your family members, and so on and so forth, right? So here, personality development is manners, relationship with the members of society, and basically having an optimistic or positive attitude. So students go through it, and you can get to know about the personality. And if you have any misconceptions, like personality means going to gym and then controlling your weight and all that, that's not just personality, right? Then health and fitness could include, like, if in case if your weight is like more than the acceptable standards, then definitely you have the option of, controlling it by, using various techniques like exercising or maybe joining a gymnasium, right? And nowadays, people have become so much conscious about their diet. So they take into consideration the nutritional facts, and only then they consume the things, right? So this is about health and fitness, where you can include so many things. Okay. So this was about blog writing, right? And now we have other topic, which is expansion of idea. And just let me know if you have to say something, and I'll allow you to speak. Okay. Anyone about blog writing? Anyone wants to say anything? Okay. Achan Saudagar, turn your video on and show me what did you write about blog writing. Last time also you had not opened the video, so I have to take a note of such students. Yes, students. Ashtan. Okay. Next, Chandini Pilwani, turn your video on. Okay, can you show me what did you write about blog writing?
I haven't wrote anything about it, but I will have to complete notes.
Yeah, it is expected that when the teacher is explaining, I'm not talking about just myself, it's applicable for other subjects also, that you take important points, right? And not for you, Chandni, it's for everyone. Okay. Gayatri, turn your video on and show me your notes. Unmute.
Miss, I didn't written anything.
Okay, so it is important, as I mentioned, you have to write it. Okay.
Yes,
But
miss.
connect because of my net is not working. Okay, fine. Okay. Dhanraj Mishra, turn your video on. Dhanraj Mishra. Okay, show me what did you write about blog writing? What points did you mention? Nothing? You did not write anything? So that means you do the same thing for other lectures also, physics, chemistry, maths. You don't note down anything? Okay, I'm not able to hear you. You have not unmuted. So unmute yourself. Unmute, and then I can listen to what you're saying. Yes, Dhanraj, your video is on, but you have to unmute to speak. Still, I can't hear. Okay. I have allowed everyone to unmute.
Yes, ma'am. Now I am able to unmute.
Yes. So, Dhanraj, what did you write? Did you not write anything? So now after that, you have 2 to 3 lectures, right? What will you remember what was taught in the English lecture? You had 2 lectures before and you have maybe 1 or 2 lecture more, right? So what will you
Yes.
understand? What will you remember, right? So what was taught in the first lecture? Do you remember? Which points were discussed in the first lecture? You had a maths lecture or physics maths, right?
Maths, ma'am.
So do you remember what was taught? So that
Yeah,
means
it
it's
was about quadrants and angles.
okay. So I mean you have noted something in maths lecture.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So what about English? English is easy, means you will remember everything for your life.
No, ma'am. English is not easy.
It is easy, but you are making it difficult, right? So you
Yeah,
have
ma'am.
to note down everything, not just for English, for every lecture. Okay.
Sorry, ma'am. Next time I will keep it in my mind. It will not happen again.
Okay. Okay. Okay, students, now we will start with the new topic that is expansion of idea, another writing skill. Now, expansion of idea, many state board students are already familiar with, and even CBSE, ICSE, and IGCSE boards, you all are familiar with the topic of essay writing, right? So it's same, like, you have to express yourself, you have to show your creative talents, right? And here, idea will be given in the sense a topic will be given or an essay topic, you can call it as. So let's talk about honesty is the best policy is given, right? So you have to expand in the sense you have to explain the meaning and then you have to elaborate to give more points about this topic, right? And basically, you have to give a detailed explanation of what that idea is all about, right? So this is expansion of idea. So we'll just share the screen of the textbook. It's 3.1. And before I share the screen, I will again force mute everyone. Okay, so beginning with expansion of idea. So you can choose, here you can't choose any topic. You have to write on whatever question is asked. And then you can have proverbs like make hay while the sun shines, or something else could be given to you, okay, like are most essential in junior colleges, okay. So you don't have to simply just give the positive points. You have to also include the challenges or the limitations involved, okay. Are college elections essential, cell phone a need of the time? All these general topics could come under the category of expansion of idea. So expansion means elaborating. Elaborating means extending more points, you are giving so that the concept is crystal clear, right? And you have to explain in the paragraph format. And paragraph is a series of connected sentences which develop one topic sentence. So in paragraph, you all know that you have few sentences, 5 to 6. So these sentences cannot be in a haphazard order. They have to be in the logically correct sequence. Okay. Okay. And then you have this structure, like how the expansion of ideas should be. First, it should have introductory paragraph, and basically it's for almost all the writing skills that we have. We try to, complete it in 3 paragraphs. And it's not a hard and fast rule for expansion. You may include more, 1 or 2 more paragraphs if you feel like, right? However, you have to stick to 3 paragraphs when it comes to professional emails and formal letters. Okay. So introductory paragraph, core content is the main body, and concluding paragraph. And you cannot remove the topic sentence. That means you need to have a title. Now, introductory paragraph, okay, should be clearly, explaining your idea. Okay, you're explaining the meaning of the idea, right? So sometimes, here it is mentioned the literal, symbolical, metaphorical meaning needs to be given. So students, If you take a very simple proverb, a stitch in time saves nine. So if you talk about literal meaning in Hindi means jaisa hai waisa hi. So it is related to clothes. Stitching is related to clothes, right? That means if you stitch your clothes, you don't have to waste your time in stitching when you're in a rush. That is the simple or literal meaning. But what is the metaphorical or a symbolic meaning, or the in-depth meaning, or the subtle meaning, or the indirect meaning is what? That means whenever you do something, you have to keep your things properly planned and arranged. So for example, if you're planning to travel, obviously you need to keep your tickets and your luggage, everything in order. Otherwise, you will have to rush here and there and make a mess of everything, right? That's the hidden meaning of it. Okay. And this symbolic or metaphorical meaning, I will explain with one more example given in the textbook. So the idea that the main thing that I'm trying to explain is when you have proverbs, one will have a literal meaning, जैसा दिख रहा है वैसा ही, like stitch related to clothes, अपने clothes stitch करके रखो ताकि time waste नहीं. This is a simple literal meaning. But then most of the proverbs, they have in-depth meaning, philosophical or metaphorical meaning, what you call it as. So that we will see. And that is what you're expected to explain, right? So core content. So you are explaining in detail, okay, remember the following points. So you explore perspectives. Perspectives means viewpoints, okay? So explore in the sense, whatever you feel like you can explain, okay? So there could be various viewpoints. Now, what are the viewpoints? I will explain with the help of examples given at the end of the textbook. So we can give instances also. If you want, you can relate some experiences. Then there should be unity and clarity of thoughts. Students, something important that I would like to share with you is like whenever you're writing a language paper, whether it's English, Hindi, or Sindhi. So what are we testing? We are not testing your memory. We are not testing how many points you're including. We are testing the choice of your words, which words you're using, and how you're using those words in the grammatically correct sentence, right? That's what the idea is all about, right? So that's the clarity of your thoughts. Then maintain coherence. Okay, maintain coherence will be like everything has to be in the logically correct order, right? So logically correct order in the sense you cannot have sentences here and there, right? Like how thoughts will be coming, in a flow to your mind. So you need to organize, okay, in the points which are looking in the correct order. Okay, so that was about clarity of thoughts and coherence. Okay, now here there is a mention of discourse markers. Now, discourse markers may be a new term for you, many of you. So discourse markers are like conjunctions. You know the use of conjunctions. Conjunctions are joining words. Okay, so joining words, okay, the discourse markers are connecting words between the various paragraphs. Okay, so let's say you have one paragraph where you have given some information. Now you're writing other paragraphs. Now other paragraph has to be linked or connected with this earlier paragraph. So you start your paragraph by using the word moreover. Okay, so moreover means apart from the information I have provided earlier, I have to give more information. So moreover is an example of a discourse marker. And we will be discussing discourse marker as a grammar topic also, so wherein we will see more examples. So in short, discourse marker is a connecting word, okay, between the various paragraphs or any piece of writing. So you can use these discourse markers to make your writing skills enhance. Basically, writing skills will be testing your grammar. Though, grammar is a separate section in the exam, but in your writing skills, we are testing how you're using your grammar, right? So then proportion of space, obviously, if you have important idea, you can express it in 2 to 3 sentences. If you have some less important idea, just finish off in 1 sentence, right? And you have to give emphasis. Emphasis means more importance has to be given on an important aspect. So let's say you're talking about honesty is the best policy. You have to give more emphasis to the honesty part, right? And then avoid too many ideas. So just give few ideas, but it should be relevant. Now here writing, many of the time, I have taken so many batches here in space and in other institutes as well. So many of the time students just come with one doubt: have I written enough? Is one page enough? Is 1.5 page enough? So again, I'm stressing on the fact that you have to write reasonably good, but then more than quantity, it's quality which is more important. Let's say you have written 2 pages, but you have written all rubbish. So don't expect that teachers would give you marks, right? And we don't blindly check your paper. Within few sentences, by reading few sentences, teachers, come to know, okay, what is your caliber? Are you getting my point? So focus on quality, right? And that's what is important. And remember that it's the most creative. Okay, remember this writing skill, especially expansion of ideas, is the most creative part of language. So over here, I would like to say many of you, those who have scored good marks in English, you may feel that why teacher is giving such simple examples. Honesty is the best policy. Stitch in time, save 9. And this we have written in your 5th grade. So what's the big deal about it? Now here the big deal is that just take the simple example of honesty is the best policy. Here we are testing that because now you're in grade 11. Okay, you have been acquainted with so many new words. You have come across new words. How excellent you are using those words and what kind of creative efforts you're using to explain your ideas. That's what we are testing here, right? So though the topic may be, very simple topic, but it gives you an opportunity to express your creative talent, right? So that's why don't take anything for granted. And finally will be conclusion, will be actually summing up. Summing up is, summarizing of what you have already explained. And let's say you have used the simple proverb, tit for tat. So in the end, if you are using a similar proverb, reap as you sow. So if you know both the proverbs have the same meaning, right? This the first standard student will not understand, right? So this is where your age comes into picture, and we come to know that this person has understood and is able to explain others, right? So that's what writing skill is all about. Then key points, what you need to understand. As I was telling you that I will show you an example at the end. This is the example wherein we come to know symbolic meaning, metaphorical meaning, right? And then how do you magnify? Okay, now here very simple proverb is given. Love thy neighbor as thyself. Thy means your. Okay, so you should love your neighbor as yourself. Very simple thing. So what picture comes to your mind when I say neighbor? Obviously your next door neighbor, right? So many people, they say, they just write one page full repeating the ideas. We should love our neighbors. We should respect our neighbors. We should exchange greetings with them. We should exchange, recipes with them. And then we should have good relation. And then they end up with like that. So that's what their perspective is. Perspective means viewpoint. So they consider, okay, when I say neighbor, only that next door neighbor comes to their mind. This is one perspective. But those who are intelligent, they will have a bigger perspective. They will have a different viewpoint. Now, what could be a different viewpoint? Okay. The different viewpoint will be many people, they just don't end with the thinking about next door neighbor. They think about neighbor in terms of neighboring countries. Our neighboring countries are also our neighbors. So they will expand, they will elaborate, and they will go to the point of magnifying this topic as, if we love our neighboring countries, then other countries will also love us. This is how you take it in a different perspective. In the same way, neighbors means could be our neighboring states. If you love your neighboring states, if you have good relations with other states, then obviously there will be no disputes. Okay, and then if you are loving our neighboring countries, then there will be no need to spend money on arms and ammunition. What the end this world, today's world is, doing about, right? Because we are not loving our adjacent countries. So this is the literal meaning. Literal meaning means neighbors, and the symbolic meaning, metaphorical meaning means, magnifying to the extent of going to neighboring countries.